Go live. There we go. All right, so we are now live. Well, yes, we are now live on YouTube. We are. So look at the back of my head. That's a great way to start this whole show. Excellent. We should also be live on Facebook and LinkedIn, although what I'm looking at right now is I'm not seeing a way to monitor comments on the screen here. Interesting. It's a good thing I loaded up a separate screen over here. It also looks like I've got my camera just a little bit too high. Let me see here. Or too low, I should say. Let me see if I can fix that. Because what you're seeing, that little white bump, is actually the top of my phone holder that is holding this right in front. Come on, I've got this really weird, here we go, mount that I'm using to hold the camera. Okay, we are good. We are good. And there we have a comment. There we go. Frosty the Beer Man, hello, excellent. So this is working after all. So this is curious because I'm not getting, and I was looking before we started for a way to see the incoming comments, the incoming chat on the screen here, and I'm not seeing it, which is a little disconcerting. I mean, that's kind of important. Also, I'm very curious. I'm getting, wow. Okay, so let me explain the lighting here a little bit, and then you can tell me what you're seeing. And actually, let's just back up for a moment. Let's just back up for a moment and explain what the heck we're doing today. Hi, everybody. I'm PhotoJoseph. It's been a long time since I've done a proper live show. I don't know if we'll call this one proper or not, but it's been a long time. I kind of snuck in there and did a little one that was part of another show, just a few minutes, just so I had some live content. But this is the first live I've done in a really long time. And really, the main reason I'm doing this is because I'm playing with this new toy, the new Mevo Start, which I just did a video on, released this morning. There is the lower third thing showing up right there. That is the URL to see that video. If you haven't already, you'll want to check that out. This camera right now that I'm working with, this little Mevo Start, is a neat little toy. It's a neat little thing, and you're listening to my audio over its microphone. It has these 3 microphones on it, and whatever you're hearing it now is what you're getting off the mic. And the test that I was doing, it actually seemed to work out pretty well. So now I'm also simultaneously streaming to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, which, since I'm not seeing the comments up there, I'm going to have to load up, and I know looking at the back of my head is definitely what you came here for. I'm going to load up my 3 different pages in here, and we're going to see if I can find the live show on LinkedIn and on Facebook so I can at least check out the comments and see what's happening there. Who's that? Oh, hello, Maria. Let's see here. How do I find, LinkedIn is so confusing sometimes. I just want my page on LinkedIn. And it's not as easy as just, I know what I'll do. I have a hidden shortcut. At least I think I do. Let's see if that still works. Redirects me. Oh, I guess not. Oh, well. Okay. Well, I'm trying to find my chat on my stream on LinkedIn. Let's see if I hit the share button on here. Oh, no, that's just a slide to stop. And I don't want to zoom in. So the zooming was definitely one of those things where the quality was kind of falling down a little bit. People are saying way too bright. Okay. All right, well then let's do this. I'll try turning the light down, but of course the auto exposure should be compensating for that. Let me turn on Do Not Disturb too. I'm getting alerts everywhere. There we go. I tried playing with the exposure. Ooh, that would be the wrong way to go. Let's see how that is. See if that's better. To me, that looks a little bit dark on screen here, but you tell me what it looks like in the broadcast. I'm seeing the delay in the corner here and seeing, yeah, it looks like that might be a little bit better. There is some weird posterization that seems to be happening when the light gets a little bit brighter. Anyway, so I was in the middle of looking for, I wanted to share, let's see, share the LinkedIn. No, I guess there's no, you touch the screen and it zooms into that spot. And I was trying to find a place to turn that off and I couldn't find one, which is a little, my phone's right here, by the way, which is why I'm reaching up here just under the camera. I'm trying to get to the share. This is what looks like a share icon. When I tap that, it shows the 3 channels that I'm broadcasting to, so that's good. But when I tap those, it just goes back to the share icon. So I guess that's not actually a way to share the stream. That would be handy, wouldn't it? If I could only figure out how to get to my profile page on LinkedIn, although I don't imagine too many people are watching it there, but let's take a look over on Facebook. Yep, there's the Facebook show. And let's see if there's anybody watching here. Yeah, there's one watching there. So if anybody's watching over on Facebook, say hello in the chat. I want to see how that's working. If anybody's watching on LinkedIn, well, I have no idea what's going on LinkedIn. So there's me. Let's see if I can find my live show on LinkedIn. LinkedIn seems to be having an identity crisis. Do they want to be a business network or a social network? It's kind of weird. Oh, look, live from the new Mevo Start. There it is. Okay, excellent. All right, so I got that up. I'm going to just make sure my sound is off on this machine so we don't get any sound coming through. All right. All right, good. So we got that one open. We've almost got this one open. There we go. That's open. Excellent. All right. Well, and everybody who's actually chatting is over on YouTube, as is to be expected. So let me take a look at the chat here, because I'm looking at the chat here since I don't seem to have a way to see it on the screen here. And like a total genius, I left my iPad at home today, so I can't even hold the comments in front of me. But let's just see. So again, Frosty the Beer Man, hello. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm the king of GH5 know-how. Why, thank you, Frosty. I do appreciate that. Chris W, howdy. How's the picture now, Chris? Did I get the brightness down better? Is this a bit more acceptable? Leona May retracted your message. Did you say something offensive? My goodness. DJ Fouché says, hey, Joseph, which camera are you using to record? All right, so this whole thing is about this new Mevo Start. The video that I released this morning, this is a new product from Mevo to replace, well, actually not to replace, to go side by side with their Mevo Plus, which I did a couple shows on a couple years ago. And this is the new hotness. It's a fun little live streaming gadget. And so right now, the entire configuration is the camera. I should have brought a mirror in here. I don't think I even have. Anyway, it's the camera itself, which if you haven't seen, then, well, you can watch the link that is there. See that link there? PhotoJoseph.com/. Can you believe that? Episode 500. This is my 500th episode, the one I did yesterday. I was going to do something special for that, and I just ran out of time, but this is kind of special. Anyway, all I'm using is that Mevo camera with its built-in microphones. I do not have an external mic, so whatever you're hearing now is that mic. Now, granted, we're in my office. It's very quiet in here, but so there shouldn't be any real background noise. But whatever the quality of the mic is, this is what you get out of it. Then just out of frame down here, I've got my iPhone, which I guess, can I do this? Maybe I can unclip that, and so you can see, for those who haven't seen it yet, that's what the interface looks like. So that is what I'm looking at to verify my framing. And I thought I'd be able to see the live chat comments on there. I'm wondering if it's because I'm streaming to multiple destinations that I'm not seeing the comments. I'll have to try that sometime. And then the lighting is just a ring light. This company called Nanlite, they actually sponsored the iJustine event that I did last. I wasn't talking to you, Sarah. The iJustine event that I went to last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, down in LA, where I was speaking there. I did a lighting 101 presentation. Nanlite sponsored the lighting for that, and this is one of the lights that we used. It's a ring light. It's actually kind of cool. It's got a nice iPhone holder in it, touch controls. Cool. It's for doing videos like this, and I figured I'd use it for this because it's nice, even lighting. And for those who are saying it was too bright, the camera, I'll go through some of the exposure settings, but the camera, the Mevo does allow you to have a lot of control over exposure, but I kept trying to kind of darken it a little bit, and it just didn't look right, and auto seemed to work the best. Anyway, let me know how the light's looking now. Frosty the Beerman says, better. I think the white on the screen behind you is playing havoc with your exposure. Oh, okay, that could be. I suppose I could go manual exposure. Tom Curley, good to see you, my friend. Multi-screen's open there. LinkedIn's about 20 seconds behind the YouTube stream. That's not much of a surprise. Yeah. No comments on the other sides, though. Tom and anybody else watching on other platforms other than YouTube, just say hello over there for me. I just want to make sure that the chat is actually working all the way through. This is just a test, really. It's just a fun test. I want to see how this Mevo Start performs when live streaming to multiple destinations, which incidentally is a paid service. So in addition to the camera, if you want to stream to multiple destinations and you want to have things like the lower third here, the graphics, that's something you do have to pay extra for. I think the cheap plan is $15 a month and the expensive one is $75 a month. So I'm not sure what all you're getting for the $75 one. Obviously it's a lot more, but anyway, so that's part of that whole deal if you want to multi-stream. No, Winninger says, hello, Frosty, it's good now. Excellent. Simon Ray waves from Melbourne. Hello in Melbourne. My wife's cousin just left. I think he's in New Zealand now. He's on this big round-the-world trip, and he was in Sydney for a while and then Melbourne, and I'm pretty sure he's left now, but I know he's having a good time. Chris W, better, but the balance still seems off. I think Frosty was right. It's the screens. Interesting. Yeah, you're probably right. Now there is, let's just go through some of the presets in here. Here, let's just do this. I'm going to go manual exposure. I wish I could show you the screen, but obviously this is not what this whole thing is designed for. So let's see if I go custom, and then I see it already got just a little bit darker. I'll set a fixed white balance of daylight, because I am using daylight color on here. Brightness is at minus 0.1, contrast at 1.1. That looked really, now it's like really weird and flat. Actually, I don't like that at all. That looks kind of awful. Let me take exposure down a little. Yeah, I am not liking, at least in the preview, what that's doing to my face is definitely not good. There's an HDR mode. I tried this earlier. It was not pretty. Let me see here. How do I... Oh, it won't even turn on now. Interesting. Well, I can't even turn on the HDR mode. I don't know. Now, there's presets like stage lighting, backlit, which, whoa, I guess that's just super overcompensating. Outdoors. Actually, that one might... No, it's still blotching on the face. Yeah, look at that blotching. Oof. That is not good. Well, I could, I suppose... I'll go back to normal... See, now the exposure's off. Let me go back to normal, and I'm just going to take the brightness down on this light. Well, that would be the wrong way. And let's see what we get. Yeah, see, I think, like, you're right. I think it's the screens in the back are part of it. Yeah, if I make the front light brighter, then, of course, the screens get darker once the camera compensates. Let me try this. I'm going to take the brightness of this way up, and then I'm going to go in and manually do the exposure, bring it way down. And let's see. Now I can actually go, let's do full manual. Okay, full manual mode. Now I'm in full manual exposure. It's got a shutter speed of a 60th, ISO of 200. So I'm gonna have to bring the shutter speed way up, and let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. Oh, and then I tapped on the thing to zoom accidentally. Not what I wanted. Okay, that might be a bit better. How does that look? Oh man, that is a bright light in my eyes. But how does that look? That seems to me like it might be a little bit better. Back to the comments. I went red. I did. Frosty says, congratulations on my collaboration with LumaFusion. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's been a fun project. It's a big project, and I really got to get back to work on it. They are the most awesome client. Very patient. Very patient. If anybody's watching, thank you. I'll get there. I will. For those of you who don't know, LumaFusion, LumaTouch is the company, and LumaFusion is the product. I'm doing a video manual, if you will. It's an entire video series. It's like 50-something videos total by the time we're done about how to use LumaFusion. And LumaFusion, of course, is a video editor on iOS. Think Premiere or Final Cut on your iPad. It's incredible. It actually was really, really awesome. Hey, who's going to NAB? Anybody out here going to NAB? Well, let me know in the chat if you're going to the NABs. Dustin says hello from Germany. Found you a few weeks ago. Oh, you're a new one. And a big fan, thank you, of your way of making videos. I appreciate that, and you helped me with the GH5 problems. Superb. Thank you, thank you. Am I still red, Chris W? I see you say, now I'm a little bit dark. Okay. So Chris says I'm red. That might have gotten fixed by now, but I'm a little bit dark. Well, let's see. Elvis is not a fan of the live stream Mevo products. Hey, we can't all love everything. All right. I'm going to wait. Okay, so I'm dark but not red, Chris says. All right, well, Chris, I'm going to, thank you for being my eyes on this. I'm going to try to fix the exposure. Let's go, oops, that's the wrong button. Let's go into here, and I'm at a 1/20th of a shutter. I'm going to go to a hundredth of a second. Let's see how that looks. So now I'm at 100th. Tell me if that's any better. Oh, look, we're getting some comments over here on the Facebook side. Hello, AJ Raymond, Chris Widner, and Eric Buddy, an old high school friend. And Mr. Tom Curley's there as well. Excellent, guys. Thank you. Glad to see that that is working. Anybody showing up on LinkedIn? No. But, I guess that's just LinkedIn's story, isn't it? It's not exactly the social network I think they want it to be. I have such a weird relationship with LinkedIn. I do video training that originally was part of lynda.com, and then LinkedIn bought lynda.com and turned that into LinkedIn Learning, and my courses are on LinkedIn Learning now. And I've done a couple new ones since the acquisition, did more before when it was just Lynda, and it is, like, I get it, but it's also kind of a weird mishmash of things. I don't know. And you don't really have the social activity on LinkedIn, but I guess they're doing all right. They got bought by Microsoft. So, what are you going to do? Okay, let's see here. What else is going on? Film Gecko, hello from Arizona. Manual settings are looking pretty good. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that's looking a little bit better. Let me try this now. I'm just going to touch, okay, one touch on my face, and I don't know if it's going to pop in or pan in. I think it just popped in, didn't it? And let me know, and I'll see it up here in a moment. Curious what the quality of this looks like. In the show that I did yesterday when I was doing some test recordings, when it zoomed in, especially in low light, it looked really bad. But, you know, small sensor, low light, cropping into the sensor, scaling up to 1080, probably not a good idea to begin with. So I think this is probably okay now, but it is still scaling up. The sensor's only 1080p, which is definitely one of the things that's a bit different about this from the Mevo Plus. Mevo Plus had a higher resolution sensor, but such a wider field of view that you kind of had to zoom in. I don't know. I'm not quite sure which is the better way to go. So it popped in. Chris is saying thanks. I haven't quite figured out all of the manual controls. Now I know if I pinch out now, it'll do a slow zoom. That's pretty cool. I think if I can do like a really slow. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? That kind of control. And once you really dial it in, especially if you're not the one on camera, if you're controlling it for somebody else's show, you know, it can certainly be nice to do that. And there's ways to have presets, like if you had 3 people in there and you wanted to punch into different people, you can certainly do all that as well, which is kind of fun. The other neat thing in here, and I'm going to use this as an excuse to tell you that what you really want to do next is you want to join me in India. Here, let me make this full screen here. Check this out. I am going to India this November. If you're in the United States, it is over Thanksgiving. I apologize. Didn't have a whole lot of choice in the matter. But we are going to India for 2 weeks. It is going to be an absolutely epic, epic journey. All the information up there at PhotoJoseph.com/India. It is a photography adventure tour. It's going to be super, super fun. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to check that out because, yeah, that would be awesome. Oh, I lost my lower third. Let me bring that back. Bring back my lower third with the India thing. There we go. See, you can get it all on there at once. You can actually have 3, kind of another picture-in-picture up here as well, which is neat. So this is part of the Mevo paid service. You got to pay the monthly fee to have this capability. But it is cool, right? I mean, it's kind of neat to be able to do that. I think it's neat to be able to do that. Excuse me, Elvis appreciates that I'm doing the live stream. Well, you are quite welcome. Let's see what else is going on. AJ Raymond, 100th is worse, you think, you say. Still acceptable, nice catch light, though. What do you think, AJ Raymond? You said 100th of a second is worse. Worse how? It couldn't be brighter. It has to be. No, it was dark, right? Yeah, I changed. I'm trying to even know what I did. What do you want? You want it brighter or you want it darker? You tell me. I'll try another shutter speed. Let's go. I can play with colors too. No, I don't want to play with colors. Let's go for an 80th and see if that's too bright. So now we're at an 80th. See, I can see in the preview, like my face is totally flattened out and splotched out. I'm gonna let that run for a minute because I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, I can already tell just because of what the last exposure was like. I can definitely tell this is going to be overexposed. I'm not even gonna wait around for it to load up on there. I'm just gonna fix it, because I am tired of looking at that already. Yeah, going manual exposure, just like in all things film, if you want control, go manual. It just makes it all work out better. Oh yeah, now I'm seeing it up here. Yeah, that is definitely bad. So for anyone wondering about this space in here, this is my new office I've been building for a while now, and I finally got this done. Well, I can't even say it's done. I've actually been building a backdrop for webinars that I'll be doing from here. You can't see it, but there's a camera right up here. It's actually an old GH4 that I'm now using as a webcam here with the YAG attached. Oddly enough, Tom, you'll love that. That old YAG's getting put back to use because my microphone is here. There you go. That microphone here on a boom. That's an XLR mic. That way I don't have to run batteries on or whatever. It's just always plugged in and always ready to go. And then this is a monstrous light right here. That is a very nice face light. There's another light up there. I'll show this whole thing in another video someday once it's really done. Another little side light. And then in this corner, what I've been doing is building a set. I wonder if I could show this. Let me unlock these wheels. This whole rig here is actually on wheels. I don't know how this is going to look, but let's see. Ooh, as I knock things over. Yeah, you can kind of see. So I'll just do this and get out of the way. So you see these gray slabs. Oh, I locked all 3 wheels. That was genius. Why did I do that? See these gray slabs on here? These are painted styrofoam insulation. So 4 by 8 foot insulation pieces. I don't know what you call them. Anyway, Painted over to kind of this grayish, concrete-ish look. Got these jaunty angles the way they're cut. I haven't finished lighting it yet. That's the next big project. And that will hopefully look super, super cool as a backdrop once that is all done. Let's get my wheels back in the right spot. There we go, that'll do. Anyway, so that's part of my office space. Fun stuff. All right, anything else going on? Ivan is asking YAG. YAG, it's an abbreviation. I don't even know what it is. YAGH. It was for the GH4. It's this massive thing that sits on the bottom of the GH4. Provides a power, SDI output, XLR inputs, timecode input. Might be some other things. Has audio level meters on it. Now for the GH5 and for the S series, we have the little XLR1, which is a much smaller little thing that sits on top of the camera, sits in the hot shoe, automatically communicates through there, no cabling, but and that gives you the XLR input. This gave you SDI out. The SDI out was a little bit weird because it was a conversion from HDMI, so you still got the inherent delay in HDMI, and I know that because I tried to use it for live purposes. Didn't work the way I needed it because it wasn't real time, which is one of the problems with using HDMI for any kind of live streaming stuff. Anyway, so that's what the YAG is. It's an ancient product. The GH4 is a very old camera, of course, and the YAG is an old product to go with it. But hey, nice to put old things back into good use. Let's see here. What do we got? Rick Garrity. Greetings, Rick. Good to see you. AJ says, just a touch worse in color and blotchiness, but it may just be me. No, I doubt it's you. I think it's just the camera and the lighting. Maybe I should we take this outside? Find out what this looks like in the full sun? Why don't we do that? Okay, let me think what's the best way to do this. I think I'm just going to go hand held on here. I'm going to put the camera in full auto. There we go. And take this thing off of here. Okay, you're going to go for a little spin around here while I unscrew the camera. Sorry, just no better way to do that. And let me grab my phone. Try not to disconnect while we do that. I should not cover the mics with my fingers. And let's see how this looks if I go outside. It is bright and probably cold. Yes, it is. All right, so now, here, I'll just go full sun here. You guys can tell me. Oh, look, I've already dropped my connection. Excellent. What happened? Oh, there we go. We're back. Okay, that's full sun. Let me zoom out. There it is. You guys can tell me what that looks like. Why am I dropping my connection so bad? The Wi-Fi hotspot's right there. That is weird. And I'm definitely streaming through my local Wi-Fi. I'm not streaming through the phone anymore, like I was last night, although I wasn't actually streaming. But anyway, when I did the demo. So there's full sun. So you guys can tell me what that looks like in a little bit. I'm going to go into the shade now. All right. Okay, well, that's backlit, so that's no good. Let's try not to be backlit. Actually, let's try this. Let me try the preset. Nope, that's the wrong button. Let's see here. Let me try. And this is really hard to do when I'm just doing everything like this. Let's see here. Well, now there's some wind, so this is good. We'll check out the wind rejection. Let me hit the backlit button. Okay. I don't know why HDR is not coming on. HDR I tested it once before and it worked. I don't know why it doesn't work now. It's kind of a bummer, because that would be perfect for that. Let's go into full shade without the backlighting. By reaching, but it certainly should. There should not be a problem with the Wi-Fi. Ooh, crunchy. All right, I can already see the video going crunchy. I don't know. It doesn't look too great, does it? Let's just go back. We're gonna go back. I think the sun actually looked pretty good, didn't it? I'll go back inside in a moment. You guys can tell me what it really looked like. I don't know. I mean, was that all right? Is that good? Is that a good look? I don't know. All right. Man, it is way bright out there. Which is nice. Get a little brightness for a change. Okay. Now, since I don't have this thing on a quick release, I think we're going to be at the end of this show because I don't really want to screw that thing back in. So, let's see here. Oh, well, I guess I'll put it back in. Let's just put it back in. Let me loosen this. And if you're going to do this sort of thing, I highly recommend putting a quick release plate on. Okay, everybody, nobody get sick here. I'm going to spin the camera around again. You ready? Here we go. Ready? Close your eyes if you get motion sickness. And there we go. And let's try it. place. And let's put the camera back up. And I think it's quite clear we're going to have to go back to manual exposure. Oh, the backlighting button is still on. There we go. Normal exposure, no, custom, manual, and a 100th was, I think, where we had landed before. Excellent, there we go. So now there's that. Tilt the camera back down, and I'm going to turn around and look at the comments and see what you guys were saying about what we saw out there. There we go, locked into place. Okay, comments, what did people say? People said, which recording formats are available, 1080p or 4K? It's 1080p only. So the Mevo Plus, which is $100 more, does 4K, but it's also a much wider field of view. And this was kind of the realization that I had when I first got the product. I was reading the specs. I thought, well, hold on a second. It's only 1080p. The other one was 4K. And it's not of a wide field of view lens. Wait a minute, what's going on here? And then you kind of put those together and you realize, oh, wait, the wider field of view lens. So if I was using the regular Mevo to get a shot like this, what you're seeing right now, you'd basically be using 1920 wide of the sensor, give or take. So so I guess it makes sense, although I would obviously like to see, it would be nice if it was a 4K sensor with this field of view. I don't know why they didn't combine those together. That would have probably been a better, but who knows. I think part of it, though, being slightly lower resolution sensor is better low light performance. And it does have good low light performance, which we saw in the tests in the video yesterday, which again, if you haven't seen, is my thing up? Yes, it is. My lower third is still up. You can check that out. I'll get rid of the India thing now. Let's see here. Come to India, guys. I'm telling you, you'll want to come to India with me. PhotoJoseph.com/India. It is going to be awesome sauce, and that is all I can say about it right now. All right, turn this back off and turn this back on, and there we go. So changing up the graphics is, it's easy enough to do. Okay, let's see here. Film Gecko said stream out twice for about half a second, about 2 seconds apart. Just FYI, I'm watching on your phone over Wi-Fi. Yeah, I definitely had some weird cutouts, which is odd because it is connected to Wi-Fi, to my Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi router is not, it's right up against the wall that I was on the other side of. Now, granted, it is a metal wall, but I also know that my phone works in the car out there on the other side of the wall. So I would have expected it to have not dropped quite so readily there. Video looks okay outside the door. Audio was spotty. Oh, interesting. Anything over on Facebook? Nothing new on Facebook. And still no one said anything over on LinkedIn, so for all I know, it doesn't even work over there. It looks like it's streaming, though. It says it's live. Oh, there's 2 people watching. Hey, you 2 people watching on LinkedIn, say hello in the comments. I see you there. I don't know who you are, but I see you. And I can see that I've got the top of my camera in the view again. Now I realize why this keeps happening. So what I'm talking about is this right here. That is the back of my iPhone. The reason that I keep getting it in the frame is because when I'm balancing it out initially, part of the UI, this is really hard to get this straight. There we go. Part of the UI of the Mevo sits on the bottom of the screen blocking it, and so I didn't realize. There we go. I didn't realize that that was in there. Now I've got it in there again. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, that's that. Okay. Anything else? I think not. I think that is a long enough bit of rambling on screen. So thanks for tuning in, guys. That was fun. Now we know even more about the Mevo Start and what it looks like, what its capabilities are as far as performance in this type of environment, going out into the sun and the shade and so on. The sound, actually, before we go, tell me about the sound, because in the recording tests that I did yesterday, test recordings that I did yesterday, I was actually really impressed with the sound. I thought it was quite good, even when I went out to the bar, which incidentally, I got to tell you too, what you're listening, if you've watched the video, which if you haven't, you should, it's this here, there we go, PhotoJoseph.com/episode 500, EP 500. It's a video about this. The bar scene in there, if you're listening closely, as it transitions into that scene, I have the background sound kind of fade in while I'm still on camera in the studio, and then I transition to the bar. I'm there for like 10 seconds or something, then it transitions back out. So I do all that, sounds great on the computer, I upload it to YouTube, and I immediately get a copyright violation. I'm like, oh my God, the music that was in the bar that was playing, and I thought, and somebody could tell me, my understanding is if there's less than 15 seconds, you're okay. I actually don't know if it's less than 15 seconds because I totally forgot that when I was editing it, so it might be longer, and maybe that's the problem. The reason I believe the 15 seconds is accurate is because that's how TikTok gets away with doing what they do. But anyway, I get this copyright thing comes up, and then YouTube has this service now, this feature, where they can try to remove the the background music, and they can either cut that piece of the video out, which obviously would not be okay, or they can actually remove the music. Like, whoa, okay, we'll try that. So I tried it. The music is still there. You can still totally hear the song, but it did make the audio sound a little bit weird, especially as it transitions in and out. But it did allow me to monetize the video, where before I couldn't monetize it. So I don't know. It's kind of weird, but there you go. That's what it is. Okay. Brian says, good job on the review. Thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate that. All right, we are going to we're going to bail out of here now. Hey, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you have more full video, do check that out. If you are not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Actually, I don't care if you hit the thumbs up. This video is going to get offline anyway. But subscribe and check out the India thing. Even if you're not going to go, just look at it. Dream about a possible future. PhotoJoseph.com/India. It's going to be awesome. If you have any questions about it, there's a big button in there that says, ask me what you want to know. All right, guys, take care. See you next time. Bye-bye. Let's figure out